You're listening to the Simplifiers podcast, where we take topics in business and in life and simplify them. Award-winning event producer and educator Mary Baird-Wilcock, CSEP, will help you break it all down, figure it out, and spark you to do the thing. It's time to simplify. Here's your host, mentor, and undercover superhero, Mary Baird-Wilcock.
Hello and welcome back to the Simplifiers podcast. Look at you shine. You found the secret to a better life. When we simplify, we thrive in every single way. And on Fridays, we release a short bonus episode highlighting a super thought of the day. These mini episodes will help you spark new ideas, new ways of thinking, or simply challenge some old beliefs that you might have. And today, I want to talk about our bodies. More specifically, what kind of body is a bikini body? Answer: anybody that is wearing a bikini. Duh. If you heard my talk with Sadie Lincoln, the CEO of Bar 3, earlier this week, you'll know that I have mixed feelings on this subject. And well, it's downright scary to open up and discuss it, if I'm honest. But here goes. If you struggle with truly loving and accepting your body, this is likely bleeding over into your work life. How do I know this is true? Because I see it in my own life. You see, I have a love-hate relationship with my midsection. Basically, everything from my boobs down to my pelvis is my least favorite part of my body. Flashback 3 years ago to when I was rushing around one morning, attempting to get the kids off to school, and then boot scooting over to work in order to get loads and loads and loads accomplished off my to-do list. Something devastating happened. I was wearing socks, and I lost my footing going down the stairs, and bam, I fell straight down onto my tailbone. Luckily, my 6-year-old son at the time was just ahead of me on the stairs, and he caught me from tumbling down the entire way. Side note, he very proudly tells me all the time, "Mom, remember that time I saved your life that day?" Well, long story short, that tailbone injury was horribly painful, and it took a long time to recover. Since then, I've managed to pack on about 10 to 15 pounds to my midsection, and this chronic pain flares up every now and again, even now, for good measure. So tack on to a shaky self-esteem something like this. You can imagine what effect it has on how comfortable I feel in my skin on a daily basis. You guys, I'm the face of the Simplifiers brand. I show up daily on Instagram, and I can't hide when I'm in front of the camera in the press or when I'm doing webinars. This is a massive problem. On the one hand, I can tilt my webcam up a bit and pretend like my midsection isn't in view when I coach my clients on video calls around the world. But the residual body dysmorphia issues still remain. That's where you think in your head that your body is way, way bigger than it actually is. And make sure to click in the show notes to listen to my episode on that. That one's really important. The reason I share my story is this. While I haven't healed completely yet, I want to let you in on my journey because, well, you may be experiencing the same struggle in your life as well. We are not alone. And just as much as you might need to hear this reassurance as I do, I want to remind you of a couple of simple truths. 1, there is no, quote, perfect bikini body shape or size for speaking on stage, for pitching clients, for selling and networking. 2, you don't need to be a size 2 in order to create your art or show your face on video calls with your clients. 3, your curves, your chin, your tummy rolls, your juiciness is where your strength actually lives. The second we embrace this truly is the second our ego is set free. So if you struggle with believing that this is true, may I recommend a few resources that are really helping me rewire my brain right now in this moment. 1, I_way. Surprisingly, there is a resurgence of kind media popping up on Instagram these days, and this is one of them. It's launched by Jamila Jamil of NBC's The Good Place, and it's an inspiring feed of everyday people who describe themselves in every sort of way besides how much they weigh on the scales. For example, I weigh and value my identity on kindness, empathy, being a helper, creativity, love, being bold, and using my voice for the greater good. So, in light of this, how do you weigh yourself? Let me know. 2, the feeding of the fox, another really great Instagram account to have in your feed, brought to you by queer, disabled femme Imogen Fox. Every now and again, she'll do a run of Insta stories spotlighting 20 to 30 beautiful women of all shapes, sizes, colors, and disabilities that truly takes my breath away. I find the more and more I see photos of radiant women who look completely different from the norm that you see in magazines and on TV, the better life is. This is just creating stronger data points in my brain that says, yes, we all come in different shapes and sizes, and just like these women, yes, your shape and size is radiant too, Mary. And then 3, land whale. On turning insults into nicknames, why body image is hard, and how diets can kiss my ass. This book is by Jess Baker. I'm just starting to listen to the audio version of this book, and I'm really enjoying it. She's a voice to be reckoned with, and I'm loving her intimate, gutsy memories of being, quote-unquote, a fat woman. Check it out. And just one final whisper just from me to you, dear friend, coming closer. Look, I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. I'm willing to bet your coworkers, your clients, and the people who follow you on social media are nowhere near being perfect neither. So can we drop that myth faster than a hot potato? Because it's doing us no good. In fact, I wonder if we were to make a conscious choice to focus all that time, money, and energy we spend on worrying about how our bodies look and how much space we are taking up in the world towards something, anything more positive. How would your world change in these next 7 days? No, really. How would that feel if you could rock that bikini in all your glory, giving 0 Fs, loving your curves, standing radiant in your own personal spotlight? How would that change things? And what if, and just go with me for a hot second, but what if society is just feeding us with these Photoshop, face-tuned, filtered images of perfection as a way to distract us from making real, positive change in the world? What if this is the way modern marketers keep us feeling less than, keep us consuming, keep us numbing, and keep us constantly comparing ourselves to one another and silently competing in our minds in order to busy ourselves from actually focusing on what's most important? Kindness, being bold, helping others, healing ourselves. What if instead we simply asked ourselves, does this thought still serve me, and is it helping me get closer or further away from what I really, really want? I'm willing to bet you already know the answer to this deep down inside. Part of my process to simplify my work and my life is realizing to let go of the things that no longer serve me, including negative thoughts, and decide that there's a better choice. So, dear friend, say no. Step up and into your spotlight. Be gentle on yourself and know that you are not alone. As a business leader and a simplifier, you are ever evolving. You are simply magnificent. And you're worthy to take up as much darn space as you like. You can do this. I believe in you. It's time to simplify. If this thought of the day inspired you, snap a photo of you doing the thing and send it to me via Instagram, either privately or publicly. Just tag The Simplifiers, and I'll be your virtual accountability buddy in your quest to simplify your life. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to get more of this awesome goodness coming to you automatically on Tuesdays and Fridays. Also, we are halfway through the year, and it's time to check in on our annual business goals. How's it going? If you need a bit of a boost, you definitely want to join my Continue Strong writing workshops. In 90 minutes and from the comforts of your own home office, take part in my live webinar where we will celebrate your wins, process your mishaps, and document your lessons learned so far this year. I'm going to help you recalibrate your compass, making sure that the goals you set at the beginning of this year are still where you want to head next. And then the most important bit, help you create a super action plan on how to get there. This interactive writing workshop will help you gain clarity and create a simple plan to follow through the summer months to help you do the thing. All of this for only $97 US if you book by June 16th, 2019. Reserve your spot over at thesimplifiers.com/strong. That's thesimplifiers.com/strong to get back to feeling like a superhero once again. Also, big thanks to our undercover superheroes at The Simplifiers podcast that help us create these episodes for you each and every week. Susan Marie, our podcast editor, Jeffrey Lynn, our video editor, Janine Yardley, our show notes editor, Leiden Yardley, our director of brilliance, and Men Minder Athwal, she's our blogger. Our advisory board includes Aubrey Nowitzki, Chris Justice, and George Mills. And I'm your host, Mary Baird-Wilcock. Thank you so much for listening and telling your peeps about us. And as always, friends, keep things simple.
Thanks for listening to the Simplifiers podcast. Find the show notes for this episode and all others at thesimplifierspodcast.com. Know someone in your life who needs to simplify? Be a hero and share our podcast with them. And we will see you here next time. As always, keep it simple.